Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is Dolls American Girl Should Retire Next. The reason why I chose to make this video is because it got voted on the most on my last video's poll for the next video you guys wanted to see. Now I'm very excited to film this because as you guys know, I love opinion-based rant videos around American Girl. Like I could talk about this stuff for hours. I love making these so much and I'll continue to make these videos for as long as my channel is going because it is what I love to do the most. So that being said, I do know it's an opinion-based video. So obviously our opinions may not be the same, and that's totally fine. You can have your own opinion. You honestly shouldn't care about my opinion anyway other than like entertainment purposes because quite honestly, you don't know me and you shouldn't care what I think of your favorite doll. Even then, I love all these dolls. It's not that I don't like any of them, simply I feel like retirement is actually an honor. I feel like it's a really exciting thing to happen to a doll that's been around for a very long time. Now obviously with some dolls like Caroline, Cecile, Marie Grace, dolls like that were only available for a couple years, it's not an honor, it's kind of sad, but I think for the most part, dolls that retire after 15 plus years, they have been in the spotlight for a very long time, and even so I feel like it kind of brings this rarity and this excitement to the doll itself, something that kind of makes it more of a collector's piece, something that makes it a little more exciting to people that want to get a little bit more rare of dolls, plus the value typically goes up, so I think that's kind of cool, and that after a doll has educated us for so long, I feel like they definitely should have the opportunity to kind of fade off and become kind of an iconic piece that isn't seen as much as they would be if they were in the store. So that being said, let's hop right into today's video. So the first doll we're talking about today is Truly Me number 13. So when I was looking at the website trying to figure out which dolls I think should retire, I immediately picked up on her because she is the earliest still available Truly Me. At being number 13, the next closest number to her is number 22, which means there's a pretty sizable gap in between those two dolls, considering she is the only remaining of the original lineup, and since she probably came out 2004 or earlier, it's kind of crazy that she's still available, considering she's pretty much just a mix of Samantha and Molly. Plus, on the other hand of things, she looks a lot like a lot of other dolls that were out at the same time. Obviously, they've changed her up over the years, but I do feel like either way, even if she's had a million versions, she should still get to retire. And it's kind of cool because even the dolls that do have a lot of lookalikes like this doll, like Truly Me number 3, who looked a lot like Kirsten, Truly Me number 3 is now kind of an exciting rare doll to have for a lot of collectors because she is an earlier doll. However, Truly Me number 13 is still available and has absolutely no interest to many people. She doesn't even get noticed because she's been around for so long, and I feel like retiring her would really bring up that rareness factor. The next dolls we're talking about are Truly Me number 22 and Truly Me number 23. So these dolls both came out at the same time. I don't know exactly the year, I believe it was 2005 because they were available when I went and got Marisol, so they have been out for a very long time. That's 16 years at least, and they're both very pretty. Don't get me wrong, I love them both. However, their hair has changed so much over the years. As you can see, my doll has flippy hair and so does the doll in the picture. However, the recent versions of them don't have the flippy hair, which is really the only exciting thing about them in the first place. They're basically the exact same doll, they have the lined eyebrows, and they're a little bit dated. Honestly, I love them simply because they remind me of my childhood, but I definitely don't see a ton of younger kids going out to buy them now. Plus, they were so iconic in the moment that it seems kind of crazy to keep fixing them and adapting them to current times when you should just let them go and let them be what they were to kids my age back in the day, you know? They don't need to adapt them to kind of fit the mold of what's happening right now, and I think they should leave them in the past and just let it be, and let them have the cute flippy hair that they were so iconic for back in the day, because I swear, I literally had friends that had each of these dolls, and now I never see them anymore, so clearly they're not that popular anymore. So don't worry, the next doll is not Truly Me number 44. I just needed a model to be able to explain what I was talking about. I feel like number 44 just came out recently, even though she didn't, but I'm so attached to her that I'm not ready for her to retire yet, and I feel like she's still got a few good years in her. Anyway, what I'm talking about is the classic mold. Now, I'm not saying that they should get rid of every doll that has the classic mold. Not at all. What I'm saying is, I wish they would take a break from the classic mold for a little while, even if it's just for a couple years, just to kind of have some new dolls that are more, unique, because I do think that the classic mold really limits the ability to change the look of a doll. Obviously they can change the hair color, the eye color, all that good stuff, but it still kind of has a very similar feeling to it, and I just think if they steered clear of it for just a couple years, not retiring most of those dolls at all, that's not what I'm saying, but if they got just a little bit away from that for a little while, I think it would really benefit the line overall. Okay, so this is where I know starting here is where I'm going to get people that are going to get upset with me. But it's not because I don't like these dolls. I think I've clarified that enough. So, the next doll is Kit Kittredge. Now, I love Kit Kittredge. I love her. She was my 6th doll. Like, I wanted her so bad. I stayed up all night on Christmas Eve waiting for her to show up. It was amazing. Such a good memory. However, Kit herself has been out for a while now. She definitely has kind of served her purpose. She's taught a lot of people a lot of lessons. Obviously, educational purposes, she is top-notch, amazing. However, she's been out for so long, she's gone through so many different transformations, and I feel like she's had like 4 different meat outfits by this point. I think it's 3, but I'm being dramatic. Either way, I think Kit is about time to retire. She's had her Pleasant Company face mold, she's had this face mold, which is the second mold version she had. She's had like 2 more since then, and I just feel like it's time for her to kind of fade off and become kind of one of those classic awesome dolls that people hear about and want to read their books but can't get a hold of the doll. Because right now I can get a Kit Kittredge on eBay for like less than $40, which is so sad to me because she's worth so much more than that, and I wish that someday it wouldn't be so easy to find myself a really cheap Kit. That being said, you know, still love her. I have so much love for Kit. Okay, so any of you guys who have been subscribed for a while are not going to be surprised to see Julie in this list because I do have a little bit of a reputation for not being the biggest Julie fan. However, guys, at the end of the day, I bought Julie for a reason. I still love Julie. It's just out of all of my dolls, she's not one of my favorites, although she is gaining ranks on Isabel. She's already came over Isabel, so she's not my least favorite anymore. That being said, I do think Julie should retire. Because she has been out for a while, I do think that, you know, she's one of those dolls kind of similar to Caroline, where Caroline only had a couple years, so why should Julie get a ton more? And I think a lot of Julie's interest came from Ivy, her best friend, who brought some diversity to her collection, because without Ivy, there's really not anything that exciting about Julie other than her 70s collection, but they revamped it so many times at this point that I don't know if anyone that originally liked Julie in the first place even cares anymore. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I do think Julie's gorgeous. I think she's so pretty, and also with the release of Kira, I feel like it would benefit American Girl to kind of let her go into the past and become one of those classic, rare, exciting, super cool, collectible dolls. Okay, so I know that there are a lot of Samantha lovers out there, and I am totally with you on that. I adore Samantha. I can't get enough of Samantha. However, something really kind of saddening happened when they re-released Samantha, which was that people don't really care that much about her anymore. Now, obviously, back in the day, when she retired, she became a really popular doll to find on eBay. She was super rare, exciting, everybody wanted to get their hands on a Samantha. However, when she came back, it wasn't as exciting anymore. For a couple of months there, people were crazy excited, people bought her off the shelves like crazy, but after that, it was pretty much like, oh, Samantha's available, so she's not really all that exciting to me anymore, and she wasn't really one of those dolls people looked for, which made me sad, so I kind of hope that Samantha retires again so that we can kind of have that hype around her again. And the last doll we're going to be talking about is Blair Wilson. Although we're not specifically talking about Blair Wilson, we're kind of talking about the whole concept of the Girl of the Year line extending over several years. I don't like the fact that instead of it being a 1-year deal, now they're out for 3 years. I find that weird. I don't really like it too much. There's a few reasons why, but I think the number one thing is I like the exclusivity of it being only available for 1 year, and that excitement of you have to get it this year or you're going to have to find it, go hunting on eBay for it. I think that's exciting and fun, and it gives kind of a focus. You know, if you're new to dolls or you feel overwhelmed or you can't decide, there's this one doll that's the Girl of the Year that has all this cool stuff, and that can be the doll you choose, and I think that makes selection a little bit easier, and so you're not overwhelmed for people that have problems making decisions like I used to as a kid. So that being said, I think that's kind of something I wouldn't necessarily choose to do as a company, but again, you know, they make their choices, and sometimes we have to live with them. Who knows what's going to happen in the future. I do hope they go back to making it kind of more exclusive and a little bit more exciting, and maybe adding some more to the Girl of the Year collections instead of having to kind of compensate for the fact that there's several Girl of the Year collections in the store. But I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I do have another video planned, which is of course my Q&A. I've already got all the questions lined up. I'm not really sure which questions I'm going to be answering yet, but I do know that I'm kind of going to pick and choose as I please that day. So if you guys ask me any questions, that video will likely be up on Friday. And other than that, I've got some fun stuff coming up. Obviously a review of Kira Bailey. I think I'm going to be posting a video of my brother and my boyfriend doing a competition to see who can dress my dolls faster. I pre-filmed it a while ago, so if you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys!